My whole
remember.
thing is, I hope we do end up making America great because
Thank you.
if I don't know, whichever way we're going right now, it's probably not going to seem too great in a little bit.
Did you vote?
I did not. Honestly, I was terrified. Both of the choices were sacks of shit. So,
Can I ask?
yet, for the second time in the past 8 years, both of the choices were sacks of shit.
Yeah, fair enough. What don't you like about Trump?
Um, well, I mean, I'm black, so this man, his whole career has just been based around not liking black people at the same time.
That's not true.
He uses us as pawns, though.
That's not true. Many
I
of his
hate to
friends
say it.
are very offended when people say that. When he became in politics, that's when more so people went and said it. But when he was in politics, uh,
His businesses, man, he openly even like got sued multiple times for not trying to hire black people, specifically not hiring black people. He's said multiple
where's
things.
that at?
I mean, honestly, you could literally just look up all the racist things that he's done in life.
Well, I'm saying policy. I don't know what he's done before, but
Yeah, no, I don't
policy
really,
policy
I don't.
wise, HBCUs. He's funded it more than any president ever, and he did it
Well,
for the
he
next
might
11 years.
he might have some decent policies, but
The
as
first
do
CARE
every
Act,
president practically.
or
But
the
as
First
a
Step
person,
Act.
he's a sack of shit. I hate to say it.
I mean, you know what the First Step Act is, right?
I don't.
With the First Step Act, in 1994, Joe Biden wrote a bill that
Oh
specifically.
yeah, yeah, I heard about that actually.
So with this First Step
Yeah,
Act,
as I said, they're
it
both sacks of shit.
overturned it overturned Joe Biden's law, and it released about 90% of the people who were released were African American. And then when they are released, this First Step Act, it sets up an entire program that gets people re-entered into
Did you?
society better,
What's
um,
your hat?
and it sets up programs to help people get out of jail better.
No, what's your hat? Your
And
hats. Your
then
hat. Not the left.
also, what he also did at that point is, you know what redlining is?
People don't know how to listen.
You know what like redlining is?
Yeah,
Like back in the day, how they would redline certain areas and make it to where they don't get funding in black areas.
yeah.
So what Trump did to combat that, because he's seen that, yeah, that's fucked up, and I don't know how we should do that, but he went and made it to where those certain areas that are in cities, he made it opportunity zones. So basically, if you live in these certain areas that have really low funding and have
My
no
boy.
businesses, he goes
I
and
mean, I
puts
hate
it
to
to
say it,
where
but
these areas get special funding to where you live in a low funded area, very poor area that doesn't have any businesses. If you want to start a business right here in this area, you will get national funding from the government as an opportunity zone and will help
No
by bringing
loophole.
in people and bringing in people who know how to work businesses. So if you don't even know how to work a business but you want to start one, we'll give somebody to come in and fund it through the government to say, "Hey, help this guy out succeed." And this is the national funding that Trump went and put onto opportunity zones. So not only when you get out of jail, they're going to help you get out of jail, but then they go and give you national funding. And then at the same time, what he did is he wants to say, "Hey, I want to go and do uh, or education choice." Basically, what your education is based off of is your property tax. The area you live in funds your schooling, and it's
you
based
know
off
that
the
actually
property
fucks
tax.
a lot of places, right?
What's that?
That alone actually fucks a lot of schooling.
Yeah, yeah. So what he wants to do is allow choice of schooling, and so what your
I'm sorry
schooling
to
does.
interrupt, but Black and Shepherd, do you remember me?
I
Oh no.
do.
All right,
What
bet.
that does? What that does is allow. What he wants to do is choice of school. So What he wants to do is say your property tax does not go to your school, it goes to your child. Or if you're in an area and you're saying, hey, I don't want to fund this school, I want to fund this school, you can fund that school. So wherever your child goes, you'll be able to fund that school and you'll be able to fund your child going into that school. So if there's an area over here that you want to put your kid in, if there's a private school you want to go into, your kid, instead of having to pay your property tax to the school, it goes to the child. And this is what Trump wants to do, and they're trying to battle him on choice of school. But like you say, it fucks over kids who don't live in good areas and have to go to the school that's funded by everything around them. Well, it's opportunity zone's going to build that up, but it's not going to happen overnight. So if we still got to get our kids to school and we want to have them have good education, well, yeah, that's a problem. So how do we do that better? And this is all Trump's plans. This is all what he wants to do, and it's based off of low-income areas, and it's not just black people who live in those areas. Because I know white people,
Do you
I
think
grew up
Trump's
in a
racist, though?
low income, but the fact is, it's definitely going to help the black community. It's going to help low-income areas. It's going to
The
help
whole thing is,
overall.
we'll see if these things, granted, whether
If he goes
this
into a
whole
second
thing,
term.
turn left or right, we'll see if these actually get put into place or if these are just talks for him to get himself back in.
That's already stuff that's put in place, buddy. I mean, that's already shit that's happening right now.
I
If you
have
live
yet to see any of these areas change around here. Or
If you live in an
any-
opportunity zone right now, or if you want to go and get funding from an area that's really low income, and you want to start a business,
there must be like 2 opportunity zones in this whole country. Because I swear to God, there's nothing that's changed out of any of these areas.
have you looked into it?
You can think might be opportunity zones.
No. I'm saying, have you looked into it? Because I guarantee there's zones around you that you can go and get funding from the government right now. That they'll give you grants to go and not only open a business, but they'll pay for everything.
If that's the case, I could have started a whole fucking studio for my music shit right now.
I'm telling you, man. If you go and get grants for if you basically right now, the way that Trump was working it, like, I don't know what, even COVID, it's probably even better, but the way he was working it, the way taxes work, for every dollar you spend, it gets taxed multiple times. And where does all that money go? To the government. And how do you get money to move around? You make money. So how do you go and get money from the government? Right now, the way he had it set up, if you can go and prove to the government you can make money, what he'll do is give you money. You go and get the money, and you prove that every year you'll be able to make money and grow your business because it's viable, and have a good plan for your business and be able to do it and say, hey, this is how I'm going to make money, this is how I'm going to put out stuff. If you can produce something that's viable that they'll be able to make money on, every time a dollar gets passed through you, they make money. So that's all they want, is you to pass around money. If you can prove to them they'll pass around money, they'll give you millions of dollars. Look at the coronavirus. They fucking bashed out millions of fucking billions of dollars. Gave everybody money. It doesn't matter. They just want people spending money because then they get money back. The government doesn't produce anything except money. They give people money, or you make it yourself and you start passing around the money. They can't make money if nobody's spending it and everybody's scared, so they gotta put a stimulus out. Nobody's providing for us. Nobody's giving us shit to run the economy. Nobody's giving us shit to run the government. Well, if you can produce something and actually put something out to say, hey, I can put money out into the economy, well, that helps the government. Because every time a dollar gets passed, it gets taxed.
You know, I gotta say it. You're probably the first, logically speaking, person I've ever met wearing a Trump hat.
Hey, I appreciate that.
A MAGA hat.
I appreciate you, brother.
Not laugh at that.